Good evening, good evening. Happy Sunday, everyone. So good to see everyone on tonight. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes. Welcome to our 100th episode extravaganza. I'm so excited to be here with you all tonight. My name is Jamila Brown. I'm one of the co founders of the 5 Minute Career Hack. And again, I'm so excited to be here with you all tonight. Drop a comment. Let me know my audio's good. I want to make sure you guys hear everything that I have to share with you tonight. This is going to be a full on exclusive masterclass because you decided to join us today and participate in this masterclass as well as this celebration of our 100th episode. And I'm excited to be here presenting this information to you. So drop a couple comments for me. Let me know that everything sounds good and you guys are hearing me well. And we'll give it a couple more minutes and we'll get started. We're streaming on YouTube and LinkedIn simultaneously. And I hope that you all enjoy what we have in store for you. And as promised, we are going to do some giveaways. You have an opportunity to join. And it's not going to just be one giveaway or two or three. We're giving away a lot of stuff tonight and therefore a lot of stuff every night in our 5 days, 5 lives extravaganza for our 100th episode celebration. So super excited to be with you all tonight. I'm going to find my comments here somewhere so I can make sure that I am seeing you guys and what you may or may not be saying in the comments. Please feel free to ask questions as we're going through this information. Again, it's a masterclass, but I want you to feel comfortable asking questions, okay? I want everyone to feel comfortable asking questions throughout the live. Excellent. I just got some signals, some thumbs up. My favorite emoji is the heart emoji. So if you want to drop that anytime throughout the broadcast or throughout the stream, drop that heart emoji. Let me know that you're feeling what I'm saying, that you're understanding, or whatever that might be. All right. So this is our first night of the 5 days, 5 lives. This is day 1, and we're talking about what's wrong with my resume, right? So what's wrong with my resume? Let's talk about it. So first, I'm going to give you one quick stat, and I apologize for not being in PowerPoint. It was giving me some technical issues, so I decided to flip it real quick at the last minute and present it via PDF. So I'm going to give you a quick statistic, and that's why we're doing this specific masterclass right now, so that you can get prepared for what is the busiest season for job search, which is January and February. They are the best months to engage in a job search. If you're looking to change careers, you're looking to pivot into a new company or into a new role, the best time to do it is January and February. Not to say that you can't get a job any other time, but that's when the floodgates open. So I wanted to make sure you knew that and know that that's why we're doing this right now. So you'll have 2 months, 60 days from the time we finish this masterclass this week, all the masterclasses that we're doing as a part of 5 days and 5 lives, you'll have 60 days to prepare for this incredible season if you're ready to make a move. So, what's the secret sauce? What is the secret sauce to what's wrong with your resume or to writing the perfect resume story to make sure your resume gets pulled out of the thousands of resumes that are for that applicant pool? What's the secret? Right? And I know that's what we're here to answer today, right? That's what we're here to answer today, and it's so important. And it starts with understanding, number one, that recruiters are still human. Now, while the ATS system might not be, recruiters are still human. And what triggers our dopamine as human beings is novelty, which is basically something new. That's simple. That's the secret to your resume story converting into job interviews. What about your resume is new? What about your resume will be different for a recruiter? Right? Do you know what that is? Drop in the comments if you know what that is about your resume that stands out. Because I used to tell people all the time when I was in corporate America that I felt like, especially towards the last 5 to 6 years of my career in corporate America, I felt like I had the best resume in the applicant pool every time I applied. Every time I applied, I knew I had the key differentiators to make sure that my resume got pulled out of the heap and I was getting an interview. That's how confident I was. I was going to get an interview. right? And I knew I had the secret sauce. So drop in the comments if you feel like you know what's new or what's different about your resume that's going to get past the ATS system and get in the hands of a recruiter, let alone a hiring manager. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? Tell me if you know what that is, right? If you know what that is and you feel like your resume has it, I want you to drop in the comments. If you're on YouTube, I believe, yeah, now you could do that on LinkedIn as well. Drop in the comments if you know what that is. Just drop a heart or a yes in the comments, letting me know that you know what's on your resume that's new, that would be new to a recruiter. So recruiters see hundreds, if not thousands of resumes per week. Then there are about 250 applications in the average pool, right? So 250 applications. So there are 250 people on average applying for the same jobs that you apply for in every applicant pool. That's a lot of people, right? And imagine recruiters can have anywhere from 3 to 10, sometimes 12 job openings at a time that they're hiring for. That's thousands of resumes that they're sifting through. They're using the ATS system, but that's a lot of resumes. And then after the ATS system kicks out 50 to 75% of those applicants, it lands in the hands of a human being. At that point, it lands in the hands of a human being. So what's going to make your resume different? If you don't already know, you're not already confident, which I understand. The reason why we picked these topics for this week is this is what we hear from our clients. This is what we hear from people in our community. They don't know the answer to this question. And we're going to help you. We're going to help you define that for yourself tonight with the secret sauce. Right. Knowing your resume has the it factor is going to take your confidence through the roof. Through the roof. Again, back in the day, I mean, it probably was like 6-7 years ago, I was never nervous or concerned if I was going to get an interview because I knew my resume had everything it needed on it to get me the job. I felt extremely confident in my resume. Do you want to possess that same level of confidence? Do you want to have that type of confidence when you click submit to send in your resume or easy apply on LinkedIn? Do you want to have that level of confidence in your resume? Drop a heart, drop a thumbs up if that's what you're looking for. Because ultimately, otherwise, you're just applying at that point. If you don't know and you don't have that level of confidence, you have to do something different, something new to achieve that confidence. That's what's going to get you the interview and then help you to slam dunk the interview because you have that level of confidence in yourself, right? So I asked you the question if you've ever felt that confident in your resume. Have you ever been 100% sure that your resume has everything that it needs? Like 100%, not 99, not 98, not 99.9 with the bar on top, as I like to say. Are you 100% confident, or have you ever been 100% confident that your resume has everything it needs? It has that secret sauce. It has that secret sauce to get it past the ATS system. And once it lands in the hands of a human being, they're going to say, I've got to interview this candidate. I need to interview this candidate. This candidate is screaming, this is the right person for the job. I want to bring this person in for an interview. I feel comfortable as a recruiter. That when I put this person in front of the hiring manager, they're going to be so impressed that they're going to go tell my boss how great I am as a recruiter, that I keep bringing them these incredible candidates that are bringing something new to the table by telling their resume story in a very unique way. That's the level of confidence I want you to walk away with here tonight. Be able to tell your resume story in such a way that that's how the recruiter feels when they hand over 2 to 3 applicants, with yours being one of the resumes that they hand over to the hiring manager. That's how confident I want you to be, right? So how are we going to get there? This is the number 2 component of our Career Hacks Master's course. This course, our Career Hacks, is our flagship course. And I'm sharing with you the number 2 component where we cover over the course. I think it's about 6 modules, 5 or 6 modules. It's got quizzes, it's got worksheets, all kinds of stuff packed in here. A detailed step-by-step walkthrough on how to perfect your resume and be sure that your resume story is pulled out of the ATS system and then ultimately handed over to our hiring manager for that interview. We go through all of that in the Career Hacks Master's course. We call that the all access pass, right? And this is the number 2 component of that actual course. The course covers the entire employment life cycle, from the beginning all the way to the time you leave the job. We're covering everything in that course. But this particular part is the number 2 component of it, and we like to call it the all access pass, because without this pass, you can't get in the door. You can't get in the door, right? Do you want to be confident that your resume is the best? That's what we're going to help you with. You said that's what you wanted. That's what I'm seeing in the comments, that you want your resume, right, to exude and help you to exude the type of confidence. So when you walk into your interview, and my co-founders, Candace and Alicia, are going to Alicia is going to walk you through that interview process, LinkedIn, and then the interview process, right? So what are you doing in that interview part, as well as Candace is going to back that up with what you're doing once you get on the job as well. So you're going to get a bit of the entire Career Hacks Master's course over this week as a masterclass to help you go do something right now, right? And we're also giving away the Career Hacks Master's course, right? How many of you want that Career Hacks Master's course, right? We're giving away a ton of those tonight. I will tell you that number when we get to the very end of the presentation, but I don't want to belabor the point on why you're here today to find out what's wrong with your resume and why you might not be confident that your resume is the best resume in the applicant pool. But we're going to get you that tonight, right? But I want to start by telling you part of why I got into what I'm doing, and it's a story about a resume. And I'll never forget the day somebody called me about one of my mentors. And when I tell you, I have been blessed. I've been absolutely blessed in my career, in my life, in sports, to have incredible mentors. God has literally given me an overabundance of amazing mentors in all areas of my life, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, you name it, financially. He's given me an overabundance of mentors. And this particular mentor was a mentor in the workplace. And I'll never forget the day someone called me about this mentor. We weren't working at the same company at the same time at this point. We had worked together previously, but he was still a mentor for me. A hiring executive for the company that I work for called me and said, after I had referred this individual to the company, and said, this is somebody you absolutely have to hire. They are my mentor. This is everything that they've helped me do in my career. Here's some of their accolades. Here's some of the things that they've done for other people in their career, not to mention his exemplary results. So I pitched him to one of the hiring executives, and they called me after they had pulled his resume and I guess passed it around a little bit. She gave me the call. I'll never forget it, like it was yesterday. I'll never forget it. I was driving, and at the time my role was, I was all over the state of Louisiana driving. So I was exhausted. It was an evening call, probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. And I'm tired. Probably been driving in and out of stores all day. And I got the call, and she said, hey, wondering if you can help. And I won't say my mentor's name. I'm wondering if you can help so-and-so out with their resume. It needs some help. And man, my heart sank. Right? Because I've already cashed the check that he's coming on board. So I've got my mentor now coming on board at the same company that I work at now. And having friends, having air cover, and people that you trust and that you have mentored you and helped develop you, having them in the same work setting is always a benefit. It's always a bonus. So selfishly, of course, I wanted him on the team. And then I knew it was going to be a great move for him as well, right? With tons of opportunity to continue to grow his career. So I get this call that his resume is not up to snuff. Like, he needs help. And she's like, hey, can you help him make the resume sound and look a little bit more like yours? This is my mentor. And she wants me to help him with his resume, his all access pass, his resume story, to get him in the door so that he can go through all of these rounds of interviews and not get hung up. And I was just like, whoa, absolutely was my answer. But at the same time, my heart was racing and I just felt horrible. I felt horrible for him because this is a man who, beyond a shadow of a doubt, like they should have just hired him based upon his results and everything that he's done in his long career, right? Long career. And unfortunately, because of this all access pass, because of the resume, he needed that resume right in order to get in the door, to get through those rounds of interviews. So I reached out to him immediately. Remember, I told you I was exhausted. I was tired on the road. I called him and I said, hey, I'm reaching out. I got the call from the hiring executive. They said you needed some support with your resume. Tell me what I can do. And the first thing he says to me, and this is like probably, this was like 2015, I think, maybe. I'm not quite sure what year it was, but it's been some time. He said, I spent over $500. I spent over $500 to have someone write this resume for me, right? Over $500 at the time. So you tack on inflation to what that might be today to write this resume for me. And it couldn't even get past the first part of the interview process for me. Like the only reason they're talking to me is because of you right now. Man, my heart hurt. It still hurts thinking about it because this is my mentor. This is someone I looked up to. This is someone that has supported me, that has developed me, who's gotten me to this point in my career. So when I'm hearing him talk this way about his resume and realizing that this thing could stand in the way of an incredible opportunity for him, I was just floored. So I help him out. We massage his resume a little bit, get some things situated. I get it back to him same day. Remember, I'm exhausted, but this man came through for me in the clutch too many times. I was not going to let him down. I took it as an opportunity for me to be able to pay it forward or pay it back to him, really, all that he had ever done for me. However, it was too late. The resume had gotten around to a few too many people and they passed on him. He didn't get the job. I was devastated. He was pissed off. I was devastated because I really wanted him to be there. And it's part of the reason I got into this business is because there's just certain things that if you know them, they're not always hard. They're not always difficult, but there are certain things that if you know them, they will get you the VIP all access pass. They will get you in rooms. They will get you in doors that you may not have been able to get into yourself. And that is why I do what I do. That's why this is the topic, one of the first topics as a part of what we do that I chose to share with you all tonight, because I don't ever want anyone that's, in his case, overqualified for the position, to be in a situation where they don't get the job because of one sheet of paper that did not articulate his story, his career success, everything that's great about what he's done in his career as an individual, as a part of major teams managing over $1 billion. I don't want that one sheet of paper to get in the way of anyone else's dream opportunity, dream job with their dream company. So that's why I do it. And that's why I'm giving you the framework tonight. To be sure that doesn't happen to you. Right? So your all access pass, your resume story, it's what helps that understanding what it takes to get in the door. Your resume story has to be unique to you though at the same time. So it won't be my story. It won't be the next person's story. The 250 applications that are in the applicant pool, it's not their story either. It's your unique story, your accomplishments, the successes that you've had, the people you've promoted, the projects you've managed, right? The level of service that you hold yourself to that gets results, the experiences that you've had, the things that you've been exposed to, the results that you've driven for the company, the millions, if not billions of dollars that you've made for an organization. It's your unique story with this framework. That's what's key. And what I learned in that moment with my mentor, and then ultimately with how my resume story had developed over the previous 4 to 5 years, is that Everything that I do, if I want whatever job that I might want to go for, even today, if I jump back into corporate America, I know my differentiators and they still exist today. Even though the job market has changed, even though jobs may have changed, even though other people's credentials may have changed, my differentiators are just that. They're going to be very unique, very different when they land in that recruiter's hands. And it's going to jump off the page and they're going to be like, we got to get her in for an interview right now. We've got to get her in for an interview right now. That's what I've learned. That's what I've learned. That's what I'm sharing with you tonight. So here's the framework. All right. For your resume story. It's 3 things. It's format, it's keywords, and it's skills. Format, keywords, and skills. Though that's your framework for your resume story. So the format. And I thank God I was raised by 2 incredible parents here in the greater New Orleans area. I mean, incredible. They were absolutely not perfect. Let me say that. They were not perfect, but they were incredible. More specifically, my dad was a layout artist for the local paper here. And so he taught me a lot about what people enjoy seeing, what's appealing to the eye. So I had a little bit of a leg up. And I also wanted to major in graphic design. I had a little bit of a leg up most of my career, understanding what would catch somebody's attention. Format is important. As a part of our resume hacking service, I personally look at every resume to make sure that format, right, along with the gift of part of my DNA and what my dad taught me about layout, that gift plus what I've learned over the last 20 years, I'm looking at every resume to make sure that format is appealing to the human eye, but then I'm also making sure that it will actually get through the ATS system. So many resumes get kicked out of the system because they're not formatted properly. So not exactly what's on the resume, but the actual format of the resume. So things like columns, charts, pictures, colors, images, that the actual structure of the document, the things that are placed on that blank canvas can affect whether or not your resume gets pulled out of the ATS system. That's why this has to be first. Because I can tell you all the keywords, I can tell you what skills, I can tell you how to say it, what words to use, the action verbs. But if the format is wrong, you won't even get your resume in the hands of the human being. So then they can actually catch on and see all the great things about you and why you would be a great fit for the organization. All right, so that's the first step. And again, like I said, we do that as a part of our resume hacking service. However, there's a free resource for those of you on LinkedIn and those of you that don't have LinkedIn. You'll hear more about that tomorrow in our second day 2, where Alicia is going to be covering a lot about why you need LinkedIn and what you need to be doing with LinkedIn. So if you're on YouTube and you don't already have a profile, you will have one after tomorrow when Alicia covers everything that she's going to cover about LinkedIn. But the LinkedIn powered by Microsoft has and I'll flip to my next slide, has a resume scanner built in on your profile. So when you upload a resume, it will scan the resume, similar to be like an ATS system, and tell you where you have opportunities, what might be missing from your resume, or from a format standpoint, if it didn't capture everything when it scanned your resume. So that's a free tool that you can use right now if you've got a free LinkedIn profile. And of course, there's more resources available there if you actually have a premium membership with LinkedIn. But just to get a quick scan to know if you're just getting the basics done, LinkedIn provides that for you. And then you can correct any issues right then and there on the spot. And again, be more confident. Be more confident, right? So just drop a heart if you knew that, or actually drop a heart if you didn't know that LinkedIn had that as a part of the resume builder, that it would actually scan your resume like an ATS system, tell you what you might need to correct, add, or change to make sure there are no errors getting through an ATS system. Drop a heart if you did not know that existed as a part of your LinkedIn profile on LinkedIn, powered by Microsoft. Microsoft owns LinkedIn. I think it's been about 6-7 years. It's one of their more profitable purchases as a company since the company started. So back to the framework. So we got format, and now you got a free tool to use. And like I said, our resume hacking service is available to you if you want a little bit more in depth. You can find out more about that on our website. That service is available to you. And like I said, I'm personally making sure that those are what they need to be before we finalize the resume hacking service and turn over to you the resume story that's going to convert into interviews. The second part of that framework is keywords. Keywords. You have to tailor your resume, right? You have to tailor your resume for each job. I know if you're applying for a few jobs, 2 or 3 at a time, tailoring that resume to that company based upon their job description is a little involved. I get it. But again, is this what you want? Right? Is this what you want? Is this what you want? Do you want to be confident that your resume is going to get past the ATS system and land in the hands of a human being to get you an interview? If that's what you want, you're going to have to tailor it. So, a free resource, use ChatGPT. Copy and paste the job description from whatever site you're getting it from, whether that's LinkedIn or the actual company's website. Copy and paste the job description into ChatGPT and ask it to pull the keywords out of the job description for you for the purposes of a resume. And then customize your resume to that job. Is that too much? Just a quick copy and paste? Right? Now, you still obviously have to make sure you're using the right words that are new, unique, and different to you based upon what you've done in your career. And if that's too much for you, we have a service to help you with that. But to me, just entering the job description into Chat GPT and then getting the keywords and then taking that back to your resume, that extra step and maybe 2 steps is absolutely worth it. Otherwise, you will have wasted your time applying for the job if it's not customized. So if you got 250 applicants, the ATS system is looking for the keywords that are in the job description. And if you don't have them on there, you just wasted your time applying for the job because it will kick your resume out. So if it's too much, reach out to us. If not, man, just go do the work. Go do the work. If you're going to apply, go do the work. Take the extra time to do the work, right? That's all available to you. I'm going to flip back. And the last thing as a part of this 3-step framework for your resume story are your skills. You have to include hard and soft skills. You have to include hard and soft skills. You have to be able to articulate that thing that's different about you, right? Y'all want to know what the thing that is so different about me? And it's a few things, but it all starts with that at a very young age, I took a leap of faith and I took a role. I actually took a step down. I think it was about a $10,000 pay cut to experience an international role where I had the opportunity to basically build a repository for Walmart US, where we were taking all the indirect sourcing items and placing them in a library, a repository that all of the countries where Walmart operated could use the same specs, whether that was for a grocery bag, shelving, signing, whatever that might look like. And I had the opportunity to work with several countries on this project. So that was the first thing. Most people at my age had not had an experience like that. And the second thing was the next job I took right after that, which then doubled my pay. I had the opportunity to manage over $1 billion. Over $1 billion. There are companies out there that are not that big. And I had the opportunity to manage the financials for that amount, for the specific category that I was managing. And so when people see that on my resume, along with the other things that I have wrapped around it in my resume story, especially in the geography that I'm in, there are very few people, very few, and because I don't know exactly how many, but there are very few people with that on their resume. And I beat that drum. And it got me in the door. and the rest is history. I smile, I start talking, and it's over, right? You're going to get some tips on that again tomorrow on day 2. On day 2, it's going to talk about LinkedIn. And then day 3, Alicia's going to cover the interview process. So you're going to get more on that. Trust me. So I know y'all are enjoying this. Drop a heart if you're feeling what I'm saying, but you're going to get more on that interview part. I'm just talking about the confidence to apply and know that you're going to get an interview. It's all about your resume story. And that's what your skills have to show. They have to show that differentiator. Now that you got the format right, you're getting past the ATS system, you've gotten the keywords from the job description. Now your skills have to be so robust and articulated in a way that says, okay, we need to call this person right now, get them in here for an interview. They're my top candidate. Right? They're my top candidate. That's the framework. That's the framework for your resume story. Of course, are there more details? Are there more things that we do as a part of our resume hacking service? Yes. Are there more details, step-by-step worksheets and guides inside of the Career Hacks Master's course? Yes. To be able to walk you through that step-by-step so you don't miss anything, right? But you know what the 3 things are now. And you can go take action and improve your resume story tonight. Tonight. I know there are some people listening right now. That are like literally one email away from sending a resignation letter. Frustrated, mad, tired of working with the people that they're working with. Ask me how I know. Because there's like thousands of meme accounts, corporate meme accounts that get millions of views every day. People laughing, adding other people, talking about the meme because of the accuracy. It's funny, don't get me wrong. Most of these memes, most of these things are super funny. But they're funny because there's so much truth in them. There's so much truth in them. And I know some of you are feeling that right now. And you want out. You want something different. You too need a dopamine hit. You need something new. You might not be in a role that's challenging for you. You might not be in a role that's your passion, or that you're allowed to be the creative you that you are. Whatever that might be, you can feel all of those things. You can turn that resignation in, which I wouldn't recommend, without an exit strategy, which we cover in the Career Hacks Masters course, or signing up for a coaching session with us. I wouldn't turn that resignation letter in. I would figure out how to get your resume story together. Make sure you're prepared for an interview as we go through the rest of this week and nail it, right? I always like to have something in hand before I go to the next. And I always put a disclaimer. Now, if this job that you're wanting to get out of, that has you wanting to press send on that resignation letter, if that job specifically is causing you burnout, emotional distress, or mental health issues, that's a different conversation. And you might need to take an LOA or do something so that you don't lose your sanity, that you lose your well-being. So I say don't send a letter, but I also say make sure you take care of yourself. But if you're in that position, this is the first step. This is the first step that you need to take towards making that jump, making that leap. And you want to make it with confidence. I prefer that you not make it out of distress, out of anguish, out of anxiety, out of a place where I'm just ready for anything at this point other than what I'm currently doing. Let us help prepare you. Let us help prepare you for that. And then ultimately, that way you enter into the next role and it doesn't turn into what you're leaving right now, which happens to so many people because they're in such a rush to get out of where they are that they jump headfirst into something else without doing all the work that they need to do and understand what they're jumping into. And then that job in 6 to 9 months turns into the exact same scenario that you're currently in. And I don't want that for you. Okay. So we talked about LinkedIn. I'll back up. We talked about the resume builder. You know how to use that service. It's right there in LinkedIn. Send me a DM if you need a little help, a little bit of support. We talked about the keywords and we talked about the skills. And I'm going to bring the question back to you. Do you want to be confident that your resume is the best in the applicant pool? Do you want to be confident that your resume is the best in the applicant pool? And if you do, you're going to implement this 3-step framework. You're going to implement it and you're going to start as soon as possible. You're not going to wait. It doesn't have to be a long drawn out process. You literally can take your current resume, drop it into LinkedIn Resume Builder, scan it, and fix the errors. You can do that tonight in about, as long as you can locate your resume pretty quickly, you can do that, and the process takes like a minute. And then once you get your errors, depending upon what they are, you can start the process of correcting them. That's the first step. If you really want, if you say you want it, and that's what you really want, that is the first step, right? So that's our masterclass for tonight. I'm going to leave the chat open for any questions that anyone may have, right? And I meant to bring a second phone because I think I'm only seeing my YouTube comments. I apologize. I hope there are not more. If there are, I will figure out how to get those answered. And I know some of my co-founders might be on. They can help me out with that at a later date if there were any specific questions. But I'm going to keep watching the comments as we start to talk about how we're celebrating with you. This was the first part of the celebration. This was day one, our first masterclass, 5 days, 5 lives, 5 days, 5 lives. This was the first day and we were covering what's wrong with my resume. And now you have a 3-step framework to basically solve that problem. We're giving away free courses, free coaching sessions, and free access to our exclusive community, right? So from now, each day we're going to do this. So I get to give away some today. Alicia is going to be doing day 2 and day 3. She's going to give away some on day 2 and day 3. And then Candace is going to come back and she's going to come on day 4 and day 5. So Wednesday and Thursday. And she's going to give away free courses, coaching sessions, and free access to our exclusive community. So for tonight, I'm giving away 25 all access passes to our free Career Hacks Master's course for you tonight. So you're getting that free tonight. You sign up using the link that's on the screen. It's a bit.ly link /100 episode give. So that's bit.ly /100 episode give. You go straight to that website and you sign up to enter to win one of those slots. 25 slots tonight for our Career Hacks Master's course. Remember, this thing covers the entire life cycle. We just covered literally one section. I think it's a total of 8. Don't quote me on that though. We just covered one component of the Career Hacks Master's course. And there are more details, worksheets, quizzes, and all kinds of resources in there. And you get lifetime access. So any updates we make, you'll get them. This actual live will be a part of the update. It'll be packaged inside of the Career Hacks Master's course as a part of the update. Tonight, so that's 25 courses, 25 of the Career Hacks Master's course. Also, tonight, I'm giving away 10 free coaching sessions. I just said it. 10 free coaching sessions. That's going to be with myself or one of our co-founders, Alicia or Candace. We're giving away 10 free coaching sessions for anyone that signs up. You got to be first in line, which is literally first come, first serve. So type it in. Make sure you enter your email address, and the first 10 get a free coaching session with us. Man, when I tell you, valuable. I don't even know if I can characterize. And I'm only going to speak on the other co-founders, Alicia and Candace. These two women are the embodiment not only of leadership, development, but also just inspiring and motivational. You're going to get so much out of these coaching sessions. I'm not even going to talk about myself. I think I'm a great coach, but I'm just going to talk about the two of them. And we're giving that to 10 people. We're going to give that to 10 people tonight. So whoever signs up first, that's who gets it. So it'll be in order that we receive the notification that you signed up to enter to win and celebrate with us. And then we're going to do 25 free access to our exclusive community, right? So we've got master classes. So if you enjoyed this tonight, right, drop me a heart, give me some feedback, a thumbs up or something. If you enjoyed this masterclass that we did tonight, you're going to get access to our entire library of masterclasses that we've done in the community. We've got challenges in the community. So one specifically is a 7-day resume challenge where we walk you through step by step, updating your resume so you have someone alongside you. You get to network. There's so much packed into our exclusive community, and we're giving that to 25 people tonight. So type that in, bit.ly/100 give. 100 give. All right. Enter to win. It's a first come, first serve. And again, if you don't get selected tonight, be here tomorrow. Be here again tomorrow at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Alicia is going to be doing another live. It'll be day 2 of our 5 days, 5 lives. She's going to be doing another live, and you'll have another opportunity. If you didn't get anything the first go round, you'll have another opportunity to do so tomorrow night and every night subsequently. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be 25, 10, and 25 every night, but just to kick it off, we wanted to do it in an explosive way and share with as many people as possible. So again, here are the details for tomorrow night's live. It's Monday, 6 p.m. Central. You can access it on our YouTube channel or on Alicia Wade's primary LinkedIn channel. So her personal LinkedIn, that's where the invitation will be for you to enjoy that masterclass tomorrow night. So that's day 2. And she's going to be talking all about LinkedIn. I don't understand why and what I need LinkedIn for. That's what she's going to be covering. And again, after that, we've got 3 more days. So stay plugged in. By the time we're done, you're going to have so much information that you're going to be able to go digest and unpack for yourself personally and change the trajectory of your career, your compensation, and your confidence. As I always end every podcast, and we're celebrating our 100th episode tonight, as I always end every podcast, I receive and I appreciate all the love that you've given me as well as my co-founders as we've embarked on releasing our 100th episode this Thursday. We receive it. We appreciate you. We appreciate all the support, all the comments, all the reviews, the requests for topics. We appreciate you. To all of our clients, to everyone in our community, we really appreciate you. The energy that you give us on a daily, weekly basis is what keeps us going. So don't stop. Keep going. And we're going to keep celebrating because the podcast doesn't end here. We've got so much in store for the rest of this year, and we're already planning 2024. But we wanted to pause and make sure we take a moment to celebrate this milestone of 100 episodes. So many people don't get to this point in their podcast, and we're here, and it's exciting. And I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of us that we've gotten to this point. So I received the love. I received the outpouring of support to get to this point, to get to 100 episodes. And I love you, and I can't wait to see and hear from you on our next episode. And don't forget to tap in tomorrow night, 6 p.m., where Alicia is going to be covering day 2. I don't understand why and what I need to do for LinkedIn. So I love you all. Have an incredible rest of your evening and an amazing week. I'll talk to you soon.